But you know what I noticed? The middle class, a lot of people that I work with, being middle class, or used to be middle class, is you think that somebody is gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
You really think that somebody gonna take care. You think that I'm doing such a good job.
No question.
That they gonna like me.
Yeah.
And so you kind of like, the middle class is like a trusting class.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of like,
good.
man. And that's why you work a job for 30 years.
Yeah.
Because you think they're gonna take care of you. And I'm telling you, man, the Wizard of Oz, bruh, is real.
It's real.
That man is that Richard Pryor guy and the Wiz, and he back there, and he got this big thing, and he blowing the fire and all of that, and you scared, and you just thinking that, and you like, man, when I get to the Wiz, I'ma get me a brain.
Yeah.
When I get to the Wiz, I'ma get a heart.
Yeah.
I'ma get this courage. I'ma get this. And you traveling on for 20, 30 years, thinking that when I get to the Wiz, and it could be when I get to retirement, my life is gonna be like this. And then when you get there, when you finally get there, bro, and I never heard a person say it was sweet. When you finally get there, meet the Wiz, you be like, God,
and
I could have had this all along. I could have had the thing I've been searching 30 years for. I could have had this in the beginning.
This episode of the Secrets to Success podcast is brought to you by none other than Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, the green juice, can supercharge your life, restore that glow, and help you feel decades younger in just 30 seconds per day, without you having to worry about shopping for ingredients, mixing and blending them, and then that cleanup afterwards. You don't have to do any of that. All ingredients are USDA organic, vegan-friendly, and made without GMO ingredients, gluten, or soy. Where else can you get superfoods like chlorella, moringa, spirulina, wheatgrass, ashwagandha, turmeric, just to name a few? And because you listen to the Secrets to Success podcast, you get to save 20% on your entire order. So go right now to www.organifi.com/success. That's ORGANIFI/success. And get you and your family something that really makes a difference in your health.
You ready? All right.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Bayesian sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
What's going on, y'all? What it do?
We got Dr. King.
Man, let's go, dog. Got these young fellas out here talking stuff, dog.
Back in the bit more worked up already.
Bro. I'm just saying, dog. I got these young dogs. Look, man, let's go. I ain't gonna do no push-ups, though.
Back in the building.
Why you not doing push-ups?
Because young fellas, the ones got my back. Bro, did I tell you what happened?
Back in the building.
Come on,
bro.
Tell me what happened.
I was at Eastern Michigan, so I went and spoke at Eastern Michigan.
He should have said it before I get a chance to say it.
Hey, his story. You know what I'm saying? Bruh.
Tell me the story, Marty, your whole story.
Bruh, went to Eastern Michigan to go speak, man. They had me the honorary coach. And
to the football team.
To the football team, yeah, exactly. Bro, I get there, and Vontrell called me up. He defensive line coach. He like, hey, Pops, they about ready for you. How much time you got? And I was like, man, give me 10 minutes. I seen the guys was walking in, the football players, right? They walking in, and then one dude in particular, bro, he looked at me kind of looked down and looked up, and he had his arms out. I was like, bro, you ain't swole like that. So I was like, man, let me go ahead and do some push-ups real quick.
Yeah, with him.
And I had my boy, not with him. I had my boy Damon there, right? Who from Detroit, and he played college football with me. Yeah. So he like the hype man. And he over there like, yeah,
don't let him look at you like that, Maul.
Oh, bro, he like Maul. He like, Maul, man. He like, bro, you got it. Like, dog, these dudes, they ain't too much bigger than you. Yeah, I said too much. I said too much.
Yeah, too much.
Too much is too, that's too much right there.
Too much is too much.
So, bro, I get out the car. I got Pops in the car. I got Little J in the car, and I got my boy Damon, dog. I get out the car.
Pops in the car?
Pops was in the car,
My
too,
Pop.
dog. Didn't see Pops.
And
so I get out the car in the parking lot, and I start doing the push-ups. My boy Damon, usually I knock out about 40 to 50.
Right.
Just to kind of get, I know my, it's
you know your limit.
I get tight.
Yeah.
Dog, he was like,
I get tight.
he was like 51, 52. Come on, Mom, you got this. 53. Bro, I went all the way up to 80.
Wow.
And then
Start calling him all by his Q-Dog name.
Oh, bro, I'm talking about he was hyping me. He from Detroit. So you Detroit guys got a different kind of way of hyping you up. You got this. Bro, I jump up. And then I'm going to strike a pose, but I just jumped up off my feet into the air.
You didn't go slow with it.
I didn't
Usually
take
you go
a
to
knee.
your knee first.
I didn't do it, bro.
And then you push on your knee.
Get yourself.
Yeah,
Fat man, get up.
I jumped right up, bro. And man, fell over the car. My back went out on me, man.
Doctor said I need a bacchiotomy.
Keep this in mind, dog. So little Jay over there like, Daddy, are you okay? You okay? Pops over there calling 911. He calling 911.
Pop's old school. Like, we ain't gonna play with this. It's a medical emergency.
Bruh. And then my hype man, the one who had me hyped to do these extra push-ups, man, he over there laughing at me. And did talk so. Luckily, he had a back brace on because his back messed up.
Oh, praise God. That's what's up.
How you know Mama old? You wear this one.
All his
I'm
friends.
gonna need it back after you speak.
All my friends are rich.
Oh, bro.
bruh.
So he took the back brace off, gave me the back brace. Montreal blowing my phone up at this time. The football team, they clapping, waiting for me to come into the building. The coach and stuff, bro.
I'm not there. Maul calls me.
All I can do is call C.
Maul's like,
So you did all this before you spoke?
Right before he about to
They
introduce
bringing
him.
me in. The team clapping like, hey, we got Jamal back because I spoke there before over the summer.
That boy Maul called me and was like, look,
You couldn't sit in the
me.
chair and speak?
No, you listen, I'm good for a joke. He called me, the desperation in his voice let me know, like, see, don't even play with it right now. He called me, he was whispering, he's like, see. I was like, what up? He's like, man, I'm supposed to speak in about 2 minutes, dog. I just threw my back out. I was like, what? I said, doing what? He was like, 80 push-ups. Then I tried to jump to my feet. He said, bro, I don't even think I could, I can't even walk. He said, your pops had to help me in here, I gotta speak.
Now keep in mind,
But you spoke, though.
Pops, it's me got knee problems.
Yeah, you was able to speak, though?
Bro, let me tell you something. Candace got on the phone and she started praying. This was right before I was about to get on stage.
Praise God.
And then Candace got on the phone, man. That's why it's important the company you keep, bro.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's important, bro. So Candace gets on the phone, C on the phone, and then we just start praying, and we just like God, like straight up, I need you to touch my back right now.
Come on.
Bro, so she prayed, man. Like literally, she got through praying. 1 minute later, bro. 1 minute, my back, I was like, that was good enough, bro, to just go.
Did you send an offering?
Love offering. I gotta get the
donation.
Bro, straight up. My back was good. Like I didn't feel the pain.
Yeah.
It was still hurt, but I didn't feel the pain.
You could preach.
Oh, bro, let me tell you something. The coaches at the football team, everybody, when I was done speaking to the team, the coaches went to Montreal and said, man, your dad shows so much passion and energy. I said, that was pain. That was pain. I was in my ER. I was like, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe.
Don't let the pain push you to greatness.
Push you.
Let the pain push you to greatness, baby. You gotta taste it, no doubt.
Bruh, but I tell you, I heard C before I speak to Game Changers.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, bruh, there's never a perfect moment.
Yeah.
Like it's always gonna be something. And I'm living example of the slides not working. Yeah. I'm talking about Mike going out. I'm talking about something taking place.
Well,
and
I
my
told
back-
somebody, I didn't seen it done went wrong for me more than it went right. So I never go in expecting, like we spoke last night.
We
The
never
mic-
had a medical
the mic.
emergency, though. We never had a medical emergency, though.
We did. You had a little semi-stroke on stage before.
But I was like speaking already.
Yeah, in the middle of speaking.
Oh, really?
Well, hey, I think something went wrong.
Yeah,
something went wrong.
In it, but Maul started off.
Almost
couldn't get on the stage.
We never had to cancel no show.
Right. So I get on and fuck, you already paid your money.
We got the check. Yeah. Whatever I say is all mine, bro. Yeah. How you feeling now?
Oh man, I'm blessed. It's getting better. I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to just speak it into existence.
Manifestation. We talked about that.
And so I'm blessed, man. But it was crazy because I said after that was over with, I was like, okay, now I feel like I'm a real speaker now.
Yeah.
Finally. It wasn't speaking in front of thousands of people, traveling international.
Yeah.
It was literally just saying, because even C was like, bro, like if you ain't feeling it, and I was just like, no, bro, they need me. Like, no, this is what we do. We professionals. And no matter what, you don't think Michael Jackson felt bad some days? You don't think he was sick? But you didn't know it though.
Michael probably sick.
Oh, bro, you don't think? And then, Michael Jordan with the flu.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, bro, this is what we do, man. We just got to get up there and steal and deliver the word. And sure enough, man, I delivered it.
And then they won.
They won.
Oh, praise
And then he was on the sideline and they ran a chest bump.
Oh my God. Montreal did it. And Montreal knew my back was messed up. But it was love, though, because it was hype. They was down like at halftime, 13-0. And then second half,
Came back.
Coach was like, at halftime, you know, I'm thinking they made me an honorary coach. So I'm just off to the side. I'm not really. And then we got in the locker room and coaches and them snapping out. And I'm just kind of off to the side, kind of. And then the head coach was like, Coach, get these boys right. I was like, oh, let's go. I was like, let's go.
You never asked.
Oh, I'm like, you know, this is my thing. It kind of made me feel like I was back in the league.
No
you know?
doubt.
Oh, no doubt.
And so, man, I got
Which
the yelling.
one, Maul?
Bro, all of them. All put together.
Okay,
I got the yelling at them guys, man. And then we went back out, boom, 21 unanswered points.
Unanswered.
Oh, bro, unanswered.
Back.
And then they were driving on us. And then the
Passion.
defense stopped. And then Montreal defensive line played amazing. I was on the sideline with my son, dog. I'm on the side with my son.
Prime time.
dog.
They go prime time. You need more on prime time. JSU gonna need him for the big championship.
I'm on the sideline with my son, dog. It was just unreal. And I spoke this thing over his life years ago. And to see him in his element, in his gift, I used to coach him in football, and now I'm seeing him coaching these other young men, and they were coming up to me, thanking me, shaking my hand and saying, hey, man, I just wanted to shake the hand of the man that raised Montreal. Like, he's like a father figure to me. And I was like, wow. And then when we made that game, winning tackle, bruh, me and Montreal, because we was side by side, it was like a fourth down. They was getting ready, UMass was getting ready to score, and then, boom, sacked them. And then me and Montreal, man, jumped up. You know, Montreal about 300. And we both jumped up my back. I got a back brace on at this point. I got like them little medical patches on my back, bruh. I got all this. And bruh, Montreal jumps up. I jump up, man. And we chest bump, dog.
He got every pad on it.
Bruh, and I think that's when I really messed up my hamstring. Because we chest bumped. He knocked me back. I fell to the ground, bruh. But I was so happy, man.
Oh, what a week.
What a weekend. What a weekend, bro.
Hey, man, praise God, but you back. You strong. I saw you stretching.
Yeah.
So you back, so that's all that counts.
One of the most exciting things about a new year is that you have no idea what adventures are in store for you. From new travel experiences to new jobs or picking up new skills, there's no better way to prepare for 2023 than by learning a new language with Babel. Babel is the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. Thanks to Babel's addictively fun and easy bite-sized language lessons, you can feel confident no matter where the new year takes you. Whether you're looking to learn the basics, or let's say have travel-related conversations, or just master a language, Babel does it all. What opportunities await you or your business by just being able to communicate effectively in a different language? Your social media, your podcast, your business could all grow significantly just by learning that language. I get it, right? We're all very busy, and actually that's the thing that I like most about Babel, because their lessons are very, very focused. As a matter of fact, you only need 10 minutes to complete a lesson, so you can start having real-life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Other language learning apps, they use artificial intelligence for their lesson plans, but Babel's lessons were created by over 150 language experts, and they're voiced by real native speakers and not computers. Their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. With Babel, you can choose from 14 different languages. Plus, Babel's speech recognition technology helps you to improve your pronunciation and your accent. There are so many ways to learn with Babel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language learning journey today with Babel. Right now, get up to 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/success. Again, that's Babel, BABBEL.com/success for up to 55% off your subscription. Babel, learning for life.
That's how you know everybody stretching for the podcast. We ain't about to play no ball, nothing.
Well, I told y'all.
Whole crew stretching.
He said, my still is walking in the mall with them old people fast. You know what I'm saying? Still can't catch them. I still can't catch up with them, bro. They do their thing, bro.
Paul, that's compound interest too.
No, I'm just saying, they've been doing it forever, and they still doing it at 80. So I'm like, that must be the exercise of all exercises. Speed walking.
Maul, if the Bears call you and they need a line coach.
They need a what?
They need a line coach. They need a defensive
kind of
coach. They need
coach.
a coach.
Yes, not a player.
Okay.
Them days over.
I just want to make sure because
What happened, man?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just not.
You gave it up?
Nah, what, playing?
Yeah.
Nah, I want to own the team. Nah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we on some ownership.
No, you still want to be a little. He still want a
that's
couple
why he
plays.
want to own the team
I don't
because
want
you
it,
can't stop him.
You got 2 plays.
Was that you that said it? That you said you could go out and think you could get a couple tackles?
Oh no.
Oh, that must have been
I know.
more.
I
no.
I definitely
more
can.
then. That's what I'm saying.
I can probably. I'm not even joking. I get a couple tackles, dog.
Yeah, that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying. So that's when he said he was
Easy.
ready to be a coach.
Guaranteed.
That's why I was like, wow. I thought he had gave it up, but he didn't. He did.
Because I smell the cat.
He said I get a couple tackles.
I get a couple tackles.
You stretching for a podcast.
Nah, bro, I'm stretching because I'm stretching because I got this little bro that's born in 1994 coming at me.
Ah,
you know what I'm saying?
He got you. Listen, as officially, I want to say this. Isaiah, cue the Boys to Men End of the Road. This is my last podcast in my 30s. Woo! This is the last ever podcast I'll do
Let me pour some out.
in my 30s. It's been a good ride, you know. I've been able to tease y'all.
You did it well.
I've been able to tease y'all. I've been able to joke a lot. I got to switch my jokes.
Yeah, you got to be more mature now.
I'm hitting 40, and so I just want to know. Well, actually, I guess by the time this come out, I'm already 40, because my birthday Monday. This come out on Thursday. Wow. I think. Wait, or the other way around. This come out before. But anyway, I'll be 40 by the time y'all see this. And I want to know. We're gonna start to my left and work my way this way. I need lessons from 40 from y'all. What's your advice as you cross that threshold mentally, physically? I'm going. This is it. So as I exit the 30 and say goodbye. What y'all got for me? Carl, I'll start with you.
Hey, I'm going to start with the one that he gave me that's relevant to Maul right now. Don't make no sudden movements. That sounds so simple. I'm being real, but don't make no sudden movements physically.
Yeah.
Or like for real, as you going through stuff, dude, obviously you live life, like you're no rookie. But it's like when you think about what's happening to your kids now, and see that, like, I'm learning from Maul, like, bro, like, when you see that down the road, it's like, you can't be impulsive now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really want to think, like, yo, this decision that I'm making right now impacts Trey in a whole way that I got to be very, very intentional with how I make this decision. Like I'm saying, this ain't nothing new to you, but
no
sudden movements. No sudden movements,
yeah.
bro. Like, everything has to be, and I don't want to say calculated, but everything needs to be intentional. That's the better word.
Okay.
That's the better word. No sudden movements.
Yeah, bro.
You seasoned in them 40s.
I'm right there in the middle point of them 40s.
Yeah.
But definitely stretch before you do anything.
Okay, stretch.
Don't let these young fellas out here,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, get you hyped up. That you just can't do it, dog. You just got to be like, you know what, I'm secure in my 40s.
Okay.
And young fella over there doing push-ups. It's all
he got
good.
the one hand.
Blood pressure through the roof.
Hey, I got one question for you.
One hand, too.
How does it feel to be me? Eddie Kane Jr. No, but just remember, bro, that you are the youngest that you'll ever be.
Yeah. That's good.
So don't even look at it like this 40 is the youngest that you will ever be from this point moving forward. So it's like, man, embrace it. It's like, I remember being at like, when I was at 39, about to turn 40, I was saying that same thing, like, man, I'm about to be in my 40s. And I was like, man, wow, like I'm old, I'm older. But now that I'm 45, I was like, man, I was a young guy. And I think that when you hit 50, you're gonna be telling yourself, like, man, I was super young at 40. No question. Like I was just a baby going from 39 to 40. Yeah. So like, embrace where you at and understand that you're the youngest that you will ever be and take pride in that, live in that. Because one day you're gonna be 80 and you're gonna be wishing you was 40. Yeah. So really just live in that and say, man, this is where I'm at and appreciate it and understand, enjoy it and understand like, man, like you got a long life to go and this is the moment you're at right now.
Yep.
So I think that's the big point for me.
Received.
Yeah,
preacher.
Yeah, I would just say, switch from, the physical strength to the mental and spiritual strength. I think about Neo when, Neo thought he was doing something when he was able to dodge bullets. And then Neo got to a point where he wasn't even using his physical to dodge them anymore. He was using his mental just to stop them. You know what I'm saying? So you can be doing all that if you want to and get away from them. But why use your physical strength when you could just go mentally like, yo, stop? You know what I'm saying? So as you shift, into your 40s, not that you don't have physical strength, but don't rely on the physical strength the way you did up until this point. Now, rely on your mental. I tell people all the time, workers don't get paid, thinkers do. You know what I'm saying? Workers ain't the one making, people working 40, 50 hours a week, they not the ones that make no good money. The people that make good money are the thinkers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The people that come up with ideas and the way they implement them. And so for some of us, that's a difficult concept, but the physical will have you trapped. The mental, there are no boundaries when you're operating the mental and the spiritual.
The thing that I most love about a new year, it's a natural time to reset, right? It really doesn't matter what happened last year. That's actually gone, right? And you have the opportunity now to make decisions, especially financially, that can affect you and your family's future. We've heard it over and over that money can't buy happiness, but not worrying about your money, that comes close. In these uncertain times, you want to be sure that you're doing everything you can to protect your financial future, and that's where Chime can help you smile more. They were just named the #1 most loved banking app. It's our job to bring you the best, and the results are clear. Chime is the best. With payday up to 2 days early and fee-free overdrafts up to $200, they offer financial peace of mind in your wallet. All of this with no annual fees, no large security deposits, or credit checks to apply. See for yourself why Chime is so loved at chime.com/success. Again, that's chime.com/success. Chime is a financial technology company and not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank or Stride Bank NA, members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/spotme. Chime was the 2021 #1 most downloaded banking app in the United States, according to Apptopia.
I receive it, and definitely excited about going into my 40s and feel in all levels I'm ready. Speaking of being ready, I wanted to wait until Maul was here to have this convo, because I think I had it maybe individually, with y'all, just kind of like y'all know the story, but we were supposed to go, my whole family. When I say whole family, like my whole immediate family was supposed to go to Florida, Disney. And we never really did like just our family trip, like since we was young, you know what I'm saying? Like my older brother lived here in Michigan. My younger brother lived down in Georgia with me, my parents. Everybody got kids, work schedule, stuff like that. And so we had it worked out. And I'm just gonna be transparent, because I wanna help. You know what I'm saying? I really do wanna help somebody, because I had a breakthrough, I would say myself. And so obviously, that's not a cheap trip, you know what I'm saying? But God is blessed to put me in a position to be able to take care of that, right? And so we got, flights, hotels, flights, car service, tickets, we got all of that. And then we rented a mansion. And let's say it's 6,000, 7,000, something like that, right? For the time we there. And I don't know how y'all was watching the news. The hurricane came. And now mind you got 7 and 8-year-olds and 6-year-olds teed up for Disney. Everybody ready to go, everybody off school work, everything set up, ready to go. And we started looking at the weather forecast, and it was like, hurricane coming, and it's gonna hit Central Florida, and it's gonna, whatever. So shout out to Cam, my sister-in-law, who functions as an executive assistant. she called me like, oh yeah, like, you know, what you want to do? And I'm like, well, we can't go in the middle of a hurricane, you know what I'm saying? So call the people, you know, we'll move our dates back. Like, you know, it's unfortunate. We just gonna have to tell the kids, you know, like, hey, it's bad news, you know what I'm saying, for sure. They geeked up, you know what I'm saying? They ready to go. I'm talking about bags packed. And Cam called them and they were like, yeah, no problem. Like, when y'all want to go? So she called everybody, when can y'all go? All right, November 13th to the 19th. Cool, we got everything squared away. They gave her the dates. They was like, here go the dates that this particular mansion that y'all got is available. She called around, got the dates, everything, right? So she called them back the next day to lock the dates in. And they was like, yeah, ain't no refunds. And she was like, what? I just talked to y'all yesterday and y'all said that, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, well, yeah, no, the parks is still open, so ain't no refunds. And she was like, what? So, you know, Cam ain't really like the push, you know what I'm saying, type of person. So she was like, okay, she hung up, called me, and I was like, what? Ain't no refund? I'm like, yo, you gotta be joking. It's a state of emergency. They telling you not to come to Florida. They telling people to evacuate. How in the world, right? I'm like, this don't make sense. Then like 2 hours later, they like, all the parks closed. So I'm like, okay, y'all said,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, the parks were still open. I was like, Cam, call him back the next day, tell him like, hey, the parks is closed, like, and we don't want our money back. We just trying to
Another time.
push out. So she was like, yep, I called them again, and they said that the owner, so they just the middleman, they like, the owner of the house is like, nah, like, hey, it ain't got nothing to do with me, right? So Cam was like, I'm gonna call LaShawna, and I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna call LaShawna, like, what legal recourse we got? Like, bro, the house is, like, I'm calling LaShawna, I'm just telling y'all the truth, like, I'm my experience and where I am and where we gotta get to. Bro, I picked up the phone, called LaShawna, like, we could sue my man, we could. Yo, I promise you, as clear as day, I heard God say, hey, shut up. And I was like, he was like, it's not your house. No, I'm dead serious. I was like, huh? I put the phone down, he was like, it's not your house.
Wow.
What are you doing? He make the rules. It's his house. You on some middle class, I'm trying to bless my family. It's our first Disney trip. This was gonna be our moment. Y'all, you own that. It's his house. How come you don't own a house in Disney and you don't bless some middle class family who got rained out because of the hurricane and you just want to be charitable and let them have another week?
Wow.
And I was like, wow. And bro, when I tell you it humbled me, bro, and I was just like, yo, I called Cam back and was like, rebook a better house for that week and let's go. And I just had a different mindset, and I was like,
You owe you.
Listen.
If you haven't read the book,
No, listen.
get the book. You owe you.
Listen, I put it down. I was like, never mind. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry about it. And I'm just being real. Listen, because you owe you, and I lived that. We was already packed up. We left Chicago. We left Mall Crib. I took my family. I mentioned it on the podcast. I took my family straight to Xcaret. We went to Mexico for the week. Went to Mexico for the week, came back, and I'm still going with my whole family back to Orlando, rebooked the crib. But listen, because I want to have this conversation.
Yeah, let's go.
People like, see, you be aggressive, bruh. Like, you on the bag, you be trying to, bruh, this where we live. It was a natural disaster, and my man turned around.
Waters, bro.
My man turned around and was like, what? You want your, bro, we couldn't even, wasn't no airplanes flying in. My man was like, bump your family, bruh. I don't care. Listen, don't nobody care about your family. Don't nobody care about your trip. Don't nobody care about your money. Don't nobody care about your marriage. Don't nobody care about your health.
Don't nobody care
And
about
then
your
that's to
back.
say, podcast is done, y'all.
No, I'm just saying,
that's facts.
bro, when God was like, shut up.
Wow.
He was like, yo, it's my man's house. You booked it. It's right there. It say you don't got to get no refund. It say everything you need to say in the contract. You didn't, apparently, whatever, you didn't read it, but it is what it is. Why are you sitting up here crying because my man won't give you your money back? Who cares if it's a natural disaster?
You know why you crying? You crying if that was your last $6,000. That's why you crying. I'm just saying, if you crying, it's because you needed that $6,000.
Right, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And again, not being mad, it's levels. Some people wouldn't have took the trip anyway. Some people would have had to cancel the trip. My mom called me, my mom, she middle class to the heart. She was like, I guess that means the trip is off because I was like, what trip is off?
Yeah.
Ain't no trip off. Now listen, I wanted my bread back, but I was still, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, I'm trying to make somebody else me. Because you care about the world. And because you will look out for somebody and be like, you know what? It's a hurricane, bro. Couldn't nobody book that anyway. My man on the double up.
Yeah.
He like, I got them. I ain't had to do nothing. They didn't come in the house. I ain't got to get that joint cleaned. I ain't got to change no sheets. Oh, I'm good. I'm double.
You wanna know something
I'm doubling up.
You wanna know something I found out about that? My man already knew that it was hurricane season, and that's why the rates are a little bit lower at this time.
Right.
So they already hedging. Like, all right, we lowered the rates during this time period because we know that people ain't really traveling like that. So you thought you was getting that place at a discount, but actually, like, you might not, if you come here, you're gonna be stuck in the crib because of the hurricane that's coming. So when you, like you're saying, when you own it, you make the rules. And my man already know that from the get-go. That's why the rates are lower in hurricane season.
And I'm sitting here like, dog, how could my man, it's this, it's that, I'm a good person. Like, I got my family. My nephew never been to Disney. This is first time. Like, bro, nobody cares.
Yeah.
And when you have that awakening that nobody cares and nobody about to look out for you, bro, like, it's just a different feeling. Like, yo, you start feeling like, all right, cool. And now, bro, I promise you, now I'm on, all right, cool, you got to own a crib in Disney. Like, you need to own one. Because what it is basically, they don't live there. They just buy a fat crib. They put all kind of arcade games in it, beautiful kitchen, all kind of stuff, and just buy it near Disney. And they know 364 days out the year, it's going to be rented out and you good to go.
Real estate.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I got it. So anyway, I guess the question, or what I want to roll back around into the convo is it relates to UOU, as it relates to getting into that next level. When, or did you have a moment, or when did you have that moment of like, all right, cool, like, this ain't about to be like a collaborative thing. Like, I got to go get it myself.
Yeah, well, first of all, man, I just want to say, for real, I think this is where, I need to tell y'all, you need to pray. Like, this is the time of the podcast where you need to go pray. And the reason why I say that is because when we talked last week about C had broke down, it was eloquently, he broke down, there was this formula that you could use to be financially successful. And I just told C, like, yo, bro, let's not play games, bro. We on this podcast for free. We're trying to help people. The formula ain't, bro, people know you could get certain venereal, diseases. People know you can have kids. It's like, for real, it's just certain things that can happen to you and people still having unprotected sex. You know what I'm saying? So we know the deal. So it's not, information ain't by itself that deep. Right. It's like the person and the information is what makes it that deep. Does that make sense? So I was telling C, like, bro, culturally, you got to worry about how people see you and what kind of vehicle they see you in. Like, cars ain't cars. Like, let's just be real. A car ain't a car. Like, people don't get a car for transportation. You don't get a car to get you from point A to point B. A part of in the black community, you get a car for status. You get a car to be able to say, look, I'm doing well. They don't got nothing to do, bro. If we got cars for what we needed a car for, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you have a whole bunch of little plain white, just
you feel what I'm saying?
vehicles.
So I was just telling C, like, you got to deal with the cultural stuff, like the mindset. Yeah. And so the same thing with the UOU, I ask you to pray because really the mind is the hardest thing to change. Everything else is easy. The way you think is the hardest thing. And what C said earlier, and we don't mean to be disrespectful, but I do want to challenge you, and I hope you don't get angry that I challenge you, but the middle class mindset, you have to pray and ask God to change that because that is the most deadly of, that's the worst one. Middle class, bro, is really the one, that's the one where they tell you that you want to be, but that's really the most dangerous one because when you got a poverty mindset, you ain't even got to work for the stuff that you get.
You just trying to take whatever you could get.
You get what you get and you cool with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know. The first and the 15th. Like, everybody know. Like, you ain't tripping. When you rich, you know what you got. Middle class is the only one you ain't getting what you working for. That's the only one. The middle class is the only one where you putting forth effort and none of what you, like, none of the stuff that you know what I'm saying? You don't got it. You feel me? I see it, bro. I see people on the airplane, at the airport with the buddy passes, and they don't know if they're getting on the flight or not. You just sitting there.
I remember them days,
boy.
boy.
Buddy pass, boy. Bro, and so.
We at the airport for 14 hours. Like, I could have drove.
Bro, easy. It would have been cheaper, bro.
I've been there by 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so I say you need to pray. And the reason why I say you need to pray is because you're going to have to, Chris was just here.
Shout out to CP.
CP did a phenomenal job. But one of the things he said that I thought was dope was he was saying, we all eggs. And in order for you to be an omelet, a scrambled egg, a fried egg, you got to get broke. Then you got to get beat. Then you got to get fried. So he said, you got to put that heat on you. You feel me? And for a lot of us who are middle class, and I mean mindset, because some areas I'm still middle class. He be like, E, why didn't you just buy that? And I was like, I don't know, see. I don't know. He's like, E, it was $100.
Oh,
you should have just bought it.
I promise you, he do that just to be like, I'm still down. I be like, like he'll be like, drive across town to save like $7. Like, I seen that way cheaper on. I be like,
he's like, E, where you go over there for? I'm like,
what you doing?
I don't know. I just still got the middle class bug. And so I'm just saying to those of you who in the middle class, you are actually why rich people are rich.
Yeah.
I just need you to understand that.
For real.
You're actually why rich people are rich. It's because of your efforts and your hard work and your dedication that your boss don't gotta go to work, that your boss kids get to go to private school. It's your efforts. You feel me? And so I would hope that you would come to this realization. And I came to the realization, and mine was between me and God. Mine wasn't with no human. I was just like, yo, God, I'm not understanding why you promising me all this stuff in the word and I don't have it. And he was like, well, you don't have it because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. It don't got nothing to do with me. I've opened up doors for you. I blessed you. But you're thinking that, I'm supposed to just come down here and just open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing. Should I be received? Yeah, but you got to receive the blessing that I'm pouring out. Like, I don't just force it in your throat, like, I don't do that. There are blessings, and you got to go get them. And so that's why I left Huntsville and came to Lansing, because God showed me, you're going to unwrap it by going to school. You're going to unwrap it by getting around different people. You're going to unwrap it by being aggressive. You're going to unwrap it by, you know what I'm saying? And so I would just say, see, for me, the moment was being as spiritual as I thought I was ever. I thought I was at a point where I was as spiritual as I ever thought I was going to be. And I was looking around the crib like, yo, this ain't it, bruh. Like, the dream that I have.
I'm going to heaven, but I'm broke.
No. And I'm going to be honest. That's the problem. I wasn't broke, but I was still broke.
I forgot 10,000.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I wasn't broke, but I was broke. You feel me? Like, I wasn't broke, but I wasn't living the way I wanted. And that's the crazy part. $10,000 ain't enough to change your lifestyle, but it's enough to make you feel like you somewhere
Like
you're not.
Yeah.
For real, it's enough to make you feel like I got 10 grand. Or like, in our community.
How many times did you get the 10?
For a whole year.
Careful.
I'm saying a whole year.
That's a setup.
I got it for the whole year.
That's
I
a
worked for the
setup,
Milwaukee public school system. They gave me 10 grand a month.
Wow.
So like what we doing with the playbook now, I was doing that. Me, Lee Lamb, LD, put my son Jalen, I had a Suburban, we make it into a bed, Lil Lee Lamb.
I remember them stories. I didn't know it was 10.
Oh, it was a public school system.
10 for everybody.
I was going to say 10 you split or 10 you got?
Well, I got the contract. They came every now and then. So L wasn't consistent.
Gotcha.
No disrespect to Lee, but Lee was a barber. So it wasn't like he could come with me every time. But, L came with me every blue moon, but I got 10 racks a month. It was a good contract, but I realized it didn't change nothing no more. Like, I'm just being real. The 10 grand didn't change nothing. I wasn't necessarily able to live in another neighborhood. Like, the neighborhood that I lived in was It was the president of the university lived there. He was 2 streets ahead of me, but I was like in Thomas Manor, and they were in Anderson Hills. You feel me? So I was like, you in Anderson Hills? Like, yeah.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Right there.
But it only took 3 minutes to walk to the president's house from my crib, and I could see his crib from my crib. But so that was the cool part. I lived in Anderson Hills, but I didn't. I was in Thomas Manor. So you go like Mustang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was 3 streets, but we were still like we was telling everybody we was in Anderson Hills, but we were back. And I knew like, man, I'm like, yep, I got it, but I don't got it. I always knew that. I was like, I got it, but I don't got it. And I need to take it to a whole nother level. Like I need to step my game up. So yeah, see, for me it was, bro, I want y'all to hear me. Yeah. It was the 10 grand. It was Diddy got a job. Diddy was working at the hospital, bro, making good money. But nothing changed. You feel me? Like nothing changed. And that's when I was like, yo, God, what's up? And he was like, you still thinking I'm gonna do something for you and I'm not about to do nothing for you. Not that I'm not gonna do nothing, but I already did everything for you. I already gave you a powerful voice that could make you #1 in the world. I already gave you a voice that could get you on commercials. What, you want me to put you on a commercial? You want me to just take your whole body and put it? No. But you gotta go to school. You gotta, vocabulary gotta get better. Like, you gotta be more of a critical thinker. You gotta be a better decision maker. Like, I gave you the package. What, you want me to assemble it for you? I was like, no, I don't want you to assemble it for me. I'm about to go assemble it. I'm about to go to Huntsville. I'm about to go to Lance. I'm about to go get this degree. I'm about to come back to Michigan, go back to Alabama, and I'm about to take over the world. And God was like, first of all, you ain't going back nowhere because there's nothing to go back to.
Right.
You about to keep elevating. So for me, see, it was making money and realizing my marriage ain't changed because it's 10 grand. Now, I will say this to you. You start getting into the millions, then stuff does change. My wife wasn't about to retire because I was getting the extra $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year. She wasn't about to retire. But matter of fact, it wasn't 120. I'm sorry, because it was a school. So a school was only what? 8 months, whatever. So it's 80 grand.
Weeks, 17
Yeah, whatever that is. So it was 80 grand. You feel what I'm saying? Didi wasn't about to quit her job. So that's what was frustrating. It's like, I got this 80 and she ain't changing. She ain't like, oh, so you got 80? Okay, good. I got 60. Like, it ain't, you feel me? I'm making 60, you making 80. It ain't that different.
Yeah.
But to his point, we were going to the new presidential suite in Escorial. We were going there and it didn't work out. And bruh, they said to me, bruh, I need a doctor's, we need a doctor's letter. If you go
like school work.
I'm just saying, they like, if you gonna redeem it, bro, it was like $5 a night, $5K a night. They was like, if you gonna redeem it, bro. I was like, all right. Doctor was like, yeah, we got doctor, whatever. So I called Cam, I was like, yo, Cam, I was supposed to be staying there 5 nights. What happened? She's like, oh, well, the first night they said, because you didn't make it and you didn't do it within the 14 hours, you can't
5K.
you can't get that. Oh. You feel me? But here's what I'm trying to tell you. It only matters if you need the 5K. If you don't need the 5K, it ain't that deep. I'm just being real. If you're making $50,000 an hour, you're making $100,000 an hour, $5,000 ain't gonna break you. It's like you making 60 a year and you lose $6.
I'm gonna let Marlon Carl get in here, but I want y'all to do me a favor, like write the word fair down on a piece of paper and do me a favor, ball it up and throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Like, y'all still stuck on, that's not fair. And it jumped on me.
Yeah.
When the hurricane came, I was like, bruh, that's not fair. You can't even, the flight, how can you, nobody, that's not fair. Dog, nobody, listen to me, nobody cares. And I think when you talk about middle class, it's like, I think you're right, E, we the ones that get it the worst.
The worst, bruh.
Because it's like you said, people in poverty, they not really tripping like that. They
ain't paying taxes in poverty. You ain't paying taxes on food stamps, bro.
Bro, they get tax return.
You get the return.
But the middle class is where you feel like, bro, I get up and do what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely.
And as a result of that, I should. Yeah. If the world were fair, I would
be the one getting paid the most. I'm just saying. And this is why I was laughing. I was like, yo, it's so crazy. Bruh, and we got to do better. We gonna figure out how to do it. And I mean, I know, we got the, whatever, but I'm talking about, bruh, I'm like, yo, they had a kids section.
Yeah.
Then they got an adults only section. Yeah. Then they got just a few ocean view suites.
Yeah.
Then, bro, they didn't went and open up the presidential boy.
Ooh.
Bro, they didn't stop.
No.
They didn't stop, bro.
Yeah.
They opened up the presidential boy
Yeah.
for $5 a night, bro. You got your own chef, it's private, you got your own beach right there, pool. They open up their own. They're like, okay, some of y'all don't want to be over there with everybody. You want to be on a solo. So for me, I just was like, yo, DB always, when we go, you don't have no time, you whatever. I'm like, all right, so let's go get something private where we ain't got to see nobody. You ain't got to do nothing, whatever. And bro, they tell me, oh no, the first night, this ain't the 4 seasons. You ain't getting your money back. Because you know some hotels you can cancel hours before.
Yeah.
24
You know, they're like 24 hours, go ahead and cancel, we good. We can get somebody else to that joker. They like, bro, your $5,000 is gone. It ain't absolutely nothing you could do about it. You feel me? So I'm just saying to C's point, I too got to a point where I realized, oh, everybody don't get 2 parents. I remember being a kid like, I remember being a kid going to football game. Where he talking about his dad. I saw his dad coming. I used to play baseball. My boy Tim next door neighbor used to take me. I saw everybody with their daddy there. I'm like, wow, everybody don't get 2 parents. I'm like, wow, I don't even get to know who my dad is. Like, that's why my life was messed up in the beginning because I was on what he was on. This ain't fair.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, everybody else's mom is baking cakes and whatever. My mom like hardcore on me. My mom ain't playing no kissy mushy games. My mom like bop. My mom dropping me off in the projects, bro. I'm in the Herman Garden project with my cousins. My aunts, they in the project. My mom ain't let me bring no food from at the crib over there. I ain't bringing no Suzy Q's. We got what was those things called? Honey buns. I got honey buns at the crib. My mom like, no, when you go to the projects, bro, you living like they living. You ain't about to be over there and your cousins, you bringing money and you over there, you live like they live. I'm like, what? I'm on 8 Mile. I got my own room. I'm in the projects with my cousins. It ain't no 8-bedroom, bro. I think the biggest one might have been a 3-bedroom. I don't know. They had my aunt, it might have been a 3-bedroom. Was it a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom? 2-bed, okay, so you gotta understand then, my aunt got her and she got 3 kids and I'm spending the night, me and my cousins all on the same bed together. Bruh, and I'm talking about, it wasn't no central air, bruh. It was a radiator. I don't know if y'all ever been in those, it was a radiator, bruh. That's how we was getting, in a radiator,
This ain't
you know, bruh.
You can't turn it down.
Bruh, you cannot turn, it's
talking
either
about that
on or it's off, bruh. So
Listen,
imagine in the
You
winter.
know how many times I singed my arm on a little radiator?
Bruh, more. So you talking about the windows open wide to get some cool air in, and the
Radiator.
radiator is blasting, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about,
Y'all used to put the pot of water.
yeah, you put the pot of water on top.
So it's like a dehumidifier.
I'm just saying, that's what it was. You laughing, that's what it was. And I'm like, God, this ain't fair. And I want to say this to you. Your life is going to be at the worst. Remember you said 50, 40, you're going to be the youngest ever been.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your life is going to be the worst it's ever been when you say life ain't fair. Mm-hmm. You will be the most unproductive you've ever been in your life. You'll be the brokest you've ever been in your life with money when you go, life is unfair. That would be the most miserable time of your life when you sitting there going, it ain't fair and somebody else, but you owe you. I'm giving the whole book away. But when you go, you know what? Life ain't fair. I got to do something about it. You'll be the happiest. You'll be the happiest you've ever been when you take ownership of your own money, your own time, your own whatever. You will be the happiest you. Now, it may be the most uncomfortable for you in the beginning that you've ever been, perhaps. I don't know. But in terms of like life, people be looking at me like, oh, you so happy because the money you make. Man, the devil is a lie. I don't even spend 90%. I don't spend 50% of the money that I make on myself. Listen, I took 20 kids to the Super Bowl, bro. I'm not even on spending money myself. Let me tell you why I'm so happy. That when I sit in that seat on that airplane, I know that I'm in control of my life. I know 1,000%. Don't nobody else decide how much I make. They don't just decide how much I spend. I am in complete control of my life.
Yeah.
And that's the happiest. Bro, I promise you. You got 2 trucks. Bro, I don't care. The thing I love most was I was in a position to get one if I needed one. Not that I actually got it. I wasn't even tripping on the fact that I got it, but I actually was tripping on the fact that I could make a call and go, all right, take that one to Cali. Okay, take that one to, what my mom called me. She said, You know, I know we going to California, putting us up in Cali this year. You think we should ship the truck out? I love it. My mom owned it now. You think we should ship our truck out to California? I was like, I do think you should. It's gonna be cheaper than renting a car. And then it's gonna be your car. So you absolutely should. I'm just glad you asked me in advance so we can get it cheaper, because when you wait to the last minute, it's gonna cost more. So yeah, go for it, y'all. But
No. When you said it, being in control of your life.
Yep.
That right there, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something totally different, but that took me back.
Praise God.
You just took me back, dog. I remember being in the squad car, man.
Oh Lord.
I remember, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the squad car.
Yeah.
I'm about to go back.
I can't go
so
that
y'all bear with me.
I took you to the Herman Gardens. I can't take you to the squad car.
No, y'all bear with me, dog. Like I'm sitting in this car. Imagine you my partner, bro. For years, I've been with people, man. And I work with people. And I heard people talk about what they was gonna do once they got promoted. What they was gonna buy. Where they were gonna travel. I mean, literally, bro, you get different partners. So it's three people that work a car. You rotate. So you literally, me and you work together for like 2 or 3 days, and then we work together, and then y'all two work together when on my off day. So we rotate like this. And I would listen to people talk about how, like, man, that Fiji, bro. I'm gonna go there, man. Yeah, I'm just waiting on this promotion to take place. Bro, they would give a promotional test like once every 5 years. So now, so when the promotional test came, they announced it, right? You got 15,000
over the loudspeaker.
15,000. They announced it. They put it in the bulletin. So you in roll call.
Yeah.
And the sergeant lieutenant reads the bulletins. And they like, you and all the officers in there, and they like, hey guys, got some great news. Promotional test.
You going to Fiji.
Promotional test is being offered. Promotional test is being offered.
Yeah.
You got 3 months to study. Bruh, it's like cutthroat. So here it is. I'm planning on getting promoted so I can take my family to Fiji. You plan on getting promoted, take your family to Fiji.
How many people could get it?
Bruh, it might be like 150 people.
Out of 15,000.
Bruh. And so it's like, we boys, but yet, it's kind of like
competition.
Oh, bro! And then we got study.
May the odds be in your favor.
And we got a study group together. Bro, we got a study group
together for Fiji. The Fiji study group.
We're in a study group. We're in a study group. And I hear somebody give me. Man, I'm laughing, but I'm crying. I hear somebody give me like. It was like a
wrong answers.
No, it was.
Oh man, like here's the test from last time.
They gave me like, hey,
what do you do when you pull your gun out?
Bro, my dad was like, hey, Ma. My dad was like, hey, Ma, here's like, these ain't the answers to the test, but these, it's like a guide. Like, oh, man.
Parking on the left side or right side on Thursdays.
They got Maul choked up. No, they got Maul choked up. Maul, just thinking about the pain of that food. Yeah. Wow. Talk about it, Maul.
Oh, man, I got a point, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's crazy.
Man, I kept it to myself.
It's been bottled up all these years. Michael Jordan, cut. Michael Jordan, last dance, cut. Kevin Garnett, cut. Kevin Garnett said.
I kept it to myself.
Yeah. Until today. My bad, Maul. I didn't mean to bring it out, Maul.
I gotta apologize to apologize to Vince and my other partners because I kept the study guide to myself.
I had the answer. Maul had the cheat sheet.
All this time.
This shit with nobody.
I wanted freedom.
And by any means necessary.
I wanted freedom. Jamie, I wanted freedom.
Oh, man.
Bruh.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And I was just like, man, I felt guilty.
This is the church. Let's repent. We in the church, man.
And I still didn't get promoted. I didn't even pass.
God don't like ugly.
Yeah,
They give you your rank. They said you ranked. I ranked like 4,000. I was like,
No Fiji.
I said, what kind of mess? I had the answers to the test, and I said, I ranked number 4,000.
Unbelievable.
I said,
Wow.
hold on, man. I said, I'm gonna do this, man. And I
Life
was
is
like,
rigged.
I said, you ain't even giving another test for the 5 years. I was like, so my family can't go to
Yeah, they
Fiji.
can't go to Fiji, bro.
Bro, what is this?
Yeah.
5 years to
What
Fiji.
is
5 years
this?
to Fiji.
I was like, bro, you gotta
That's
take
the name of the podcast.
I'm
5
texting
years
Carl
to
right
Fiji.
here.
I'm like, you gotta take control,
You
man.
got to take control, bro.
And so none of us got promoted.
Yeah.
And so it was like, bro,
Dang.
how do you?
So Vince is just now finding
Oh,
out now
bro,
that you
Right now.
Oh, man.
No, because you know my
apologize,
brother
man.
and his dad was cops, so
Oh,
they
my
hand,
God.
you know how your people go through
Yeah.
the class for you
Yeah.
and pass it to you.
So what they do, they had like study groups.
Dang.
And then the people that passed, they like, oh man, this study, I passed, I was number 300, number 100. And so I used this study guide. And then they'll pass the study guide on to you. And it's like, okay, cool, you passed by using the study guide, so I'm gonna get it too. And bruh, I didn't even pass the test, man, and thank God. But we hedge, man, in the police department, we hedge everything on this promotion. And the crazy part is, not E,
But like, what question stumped you?
bro, they don't even know. And that's the crazy
Very
part.
Jamie.
You got
What
you got no leverage because they don't even give you back like your test to show you what you did
Oh, you
wrong.
don't even know what you
You
got
don't
wrong.
even know what
Oh, you could have passed.
They just give you that ranking. That's it.
Oh, you could have passed.
So you have nothing, bro. You don't even
They know they wanted to go to Fiji. Yeah.
Bruh, and so you don't even know. And so,
So you was
that's
4,000?
I was there. I was like number 4,000.
But I'm saying, everybody didn't take the test though, right? Or did,
I mean, you get no, not everybody. It depends. So you get detective tests, you get the sergeant's test. You know, so I took the
Yeah, you don't know
sergeant's
what
test.
they're doing with them tests. They give
so
you
you was
back.
4,000 in the sergeants.
Yeah, it's like number
You
4.
wasn't even. I'm talking about nowhere near.
Hey, bro, let me tell you something, dog. But that
You know what I'm
was
saying? But like at the time, you was like, that had to be discouraging. Because if I feel like you pull up like 650, you like a little
you
work.
still ain't making it.
But I'm saying you feeling like next time.
But I'm just saying though, when you think about it, man, it's just like how can I live my life like this?
The whole
how can
life
I hedge my
hedging
life?
on that.
How can I hedge
So
my
there's
life?
no way to get a promotion until 5 years. Like,
Well, no. So they got a thing called meritorious. And so even with that, it's like if you were a boss and you say, man, E, you've been doing a lot of tickets. I see you doing
Yeah,
good.
you killing the game.
I'm gonna go ahead and make you meritorious, meaning that merit, where you don't even buy
Oh,
your.
okay.
So then but that's still somebody. Now that's somebody that they gotta like you. But really, what it is that your daddy is friends with his daddy. And
It's still
I'm
subjective.
What's the odds?
it's
of
a
that?
good old boy club.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, I saw this and I was just like, and I'm asking cats. I'm working with cats, and when they put me in a wagon, I was with some old timers. They've been on the job 20 years. I maybe had about 3 or 4 years on. And I was just like, man, y'all driving a wagon, y'all been on 25 years? I was like, bro, you ain't never want to get promoted? And they just like, yeah, young fella, I'm still working at it.
Working my way up.
I said, man, I was like, how long? You know? And then he was just like, he's like, yeah, I've been, taking, he's like, I took the promotion just for the last 20, 25 years. I said, golly. So I was just like, so your life hasn't changed. Like you just been getting your check and then they give you the cost of living raise. So, cost of living.
But,
by law,
the crazy thing is, we know how the story played out with you, obviously, but I imagine that you looked at them and heard those stories and that motivated you even more, right?
Yeah,
and
so-
it's like, how many people out there, you looking at people ahead of you who doing exactly what they doing.
do. Yeah.
And you looking at, you just said it was some old
But
timers.
nobody
So you
think
saw
it's-
them 25 years from now.
Here's I realize it's a system, and they get you by having a system. So that system's saying if you do this, this, and that, then you could get to this. And you don't have a system. You feel me? So you kind of feel like, yo, I gotta go with that system because I don't have a system. I don't have, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I don't have a system of my own, so how am I gonna be successful in this big old world, whatever? So I think it's a fear, and what that fear does is that fear makes you lose your bite and your grind. You feel me? Because you feel like, man, if I don't do it their way, even with me, when I used to speak, it was a fear of, because you said, another podcast, you was like, E, when you start, wearing your hat and swagging the way you swag everywhere, I saw you go to another level. Well, why didn't I do it before? It's not that I didn't want to do it. It's not that I didn't even know that. It's not that I didn't even know that could take me to another level, just being my authentic self. But it's a fear of, if I'm going to be myself, we've been in this world, we watch TV. We seen people who, Martin Luther King was himself.
Right.
We see what happened. Malcolm was himself. We see what happened. You know what I'm saying? You see sometimes what happened. People get canceled. You see what happened. So you kind of get a little nervous like, man, if I do it my way, and this could. But when you do the other one, here's where I'm just want to help y'all. You're gonna lose either way. You're gonna lose either way. Like like for those of you who are trying to play it safe, you already lost. Like you lost playing it safe. You lost not doing what you think you should do. The only way you can win is to do it your way. That's the only way you're gonna win, is doing what you think is best for you and your family. So I just think that's how they get you, is like, it's almost like they take away your, okay, if I try, whatever. So now you playing this should I try game, should I not try game? And that's the game where you're gonna lose. Like that's the lose game right there.
Yeah.
The lose game is I should jump, I don't want to jump, I want to jump, I should jump. And the middle class to me is the group that's like, they double dutching, and the middle class group is the one that's always kind of like, they not at the rope, they at the rope, but it's always like, okay, it's not.
But you know what I noticed, E, the middle class, a lot of people that I work with, being middle class, or used to be middle class, is you think that somebody is gonna take care of you.
Yeah.
You really think that somebody gonna take care of you. You think that I'm doing such a good job.
No question.
That they gonna like me.
Yeah.
And so you kind of like, the middle class is like a trusting class.
Yeah.
Where it's just kind of
That's
like,
good.
man,
That's
and,
good.
and that's why you work a job for 30 years.
Yeah.
Because you think they're gonna take care of you. And I'm telling you, man, the Wizard of Oz, bro, is real.
Yeah, it's real.
That man is that Richard Pryor guy and the Wiz, and he back there and he got this big thing and he blowing the fire and all of that, and you scared and you just thinking that, and you like, man, when I get to the Wiz, I'm gonna get me a brain.
Yeah.
When I get to the Wiz, I'm gonna get a heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this courage. I'm gonna get this. And you traveling on for 20, 30 years, thinking that when I get to the Wiz, and it could be when I get to retirement, my life is gonna be like this. And then when you get there, when you finally get there, bro, and I never heard a person say it was sweet. When you finally get there and meet the Wiz, you be like, godly.
And
I could have had this all along. I could have had the thing I've been searching 30 years for. I could have had this in the beginning.
Can I defend the Wizard of Oz? Can I defend us? Because I am that person that people rely on.
Wow.
So you say, oh, it's the big bad wolf. I'm not the big bad wolf. I'm not. But what happens when you relying on me? I don't have no stability. I live in the same world. So we in church, and then COVID hit. I can't give you what I ain't got. If I had it, I would give it to you. So I'm not being manipulative. It just COVID hit. And once COVID hit, people lost the middle class the middle class is the one that got the bread and
Don't
they
call
going
them
out
middle
to
class.
eat.
Essential workers.
Oh, essential workers.
Essential.
Okay, essential workers.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not talking about that group.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying. That's what they called them during the
Oh,
pandemic.
yeah, no, but I'm saying middle class, meaning they lost their money. So now the middle class was the one that was going out and spending money regularly.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like rich people might spend money, maybe they do, maybe they don't, but at lump sum, whatever. But it's the middle class that's going to get the newspaper, that's buying milk, that's giving me a tip. You know what I'm saying? That's the middle class. So for us, BU, whatever our programs were, that wasn't necessarily the rich people buying into our program. It was the middle class. So now COVID hit. Now the middle class don't have the extra money to be doing professional development. So now, you understand what I'm saying? So now that source that we once had, that source is gone. So I just want to defend some of us, the Wizard of Oz. Like we're not trying to not do what we said we was gonna do, but we can't do what we said we was gonna do because we're not an anchor. Like we live in the same world everybody else live in.
But I just want the middle class person to realize. Hold on, let me ask you. Can I say this? I just want them to realize that whatever it is you're seeking, you already got it in you in the beginning. Just know that you already got it.
And I'm trying to get them to understand you can't trust a person
to take care of you down the line.
Because that person that's taking care of you can't trust they can take care of you. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't make up like.
Yeah, I'm with you. With the caveat that we live in capitalism and most people not you.
Right.
That's different.
So circumstances may happen and I'm about to get my pockets fat first.
Right.
Let's have that caveat.
No question.
You not
but
the
I'm saying
average.
it's both.
No, correct.
Yeah, I'm saying it's
just
both.
saying, when you working for a major Fortune 500, it's like they had golden parachutes, bro. Don't get it twisted. When everybody was losing their job, they was getting buyouts for like 55, 100 million.
Yeah, but that's what I'm just trying to tell them all. I'm just saying them all to those people who are trusting why you can't trust. You can't trust Ford, because Ford don't know. Ford got hit, bruh. And Ford got hit because, just to keep it 100, a lot of people was coming to work, and because they were trusting, they weren't putting in that grind. So the car industry went down because the people that was working every day was taking shortcuts. They weren't coming to work and really grinding everybody like they should have. It was a group. Of course, there's always going to be people, but there was people more that was just coming and getting their check. They wasn't really going. But Honda wasn't on that. Whoever Honda was like, yo, we ain't supposed to be here. So if our stuff is going to be here, then we need to make sure that we tight. I see it at ours. There's some people that work hard, some people that don't work hard. So, but I'm saying you can't trust because he said you're in capitalism. The nature of capitalism is not a trusting environment. This ain't bartering.
Yeah.
So you doing you messing yourself up. That's like me saying, I'm gonna rely, and I said it, Jamie actually said it in a testimony the other day. He was saying, look, you can trust me. You can't rely on me. He was like, that's different. You can't trust me as a man if I say I'm gonna do something, whatever power I have to do it, I'm gonna do it. But you can't rely on me. Why? I could die tomorrow. And then I don't care what I promise you. If I die, that's gonna change the scope of the company. And if you relying on me for every month, if I'm gone, at what point, what are you gonna do? There's churches that lost their pastors during COVID. There are CEOs that died. That whole business is gone. And you were sitting there going, my man, it was a great man to you. He didn't lie to you, but he gone now. So what you gonna do now that he gone? Nothing, because you relied on him, not trusted. You relied on him so much so. And so I'm just saying we gotta be careful. The pressure that we putting on people by relying on people is you're literally losing some of your grind and some of your grit and some of your hustle. So do I trust you? 1,000%. Do I trust you? Do I trust you? 1,000%. But I don't put my money in Maul gonna get out here and get all this real estate because at the end of the day, I still gotta make sure Didi eating and Jalen eating and Jada eating. So I'm relying on my gift that God gave me because he gave me a gift. And that's what y'all gotta understand. That's what I meant. See, he gave me a gift. Like I have a gift that can make money, but the gift don't work itself. I gotta work the gift and then I gotta be consistent with the gift. Like I can't take off speaking. This the flow. This was flowing. I stopped speaking. I don't know if the flow gonna be the same. So God is like, until you die, you need to continue to use this gift that you have because it's gonna continue to make room. But I just wanna make sure people understand. Trust, one thing. Rely is different. Yeah. And you should never rely on
There's only one thing I'm relying on. Organifi. Shout out to Organifi, the superfood green juice powder, keeping us powered up through this podcast. Appreciate them. Go to Organifi.com, use the promo code SUCCESS. Get 20% off your first order. We appreciate them looking out. Also, man, we want to shout out Phenomenal Life 2023.
We're going back to Mexico?
Back to Mexico.
That's
I'm on my way.
Last one.
Presidential?
Yeah, I'm going to check on, make sure y'all stay. When y'all get there.
You staying? Oh, that's where you stay. Okay, check it out. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Egon, that's why y'all know we're not lying about this resort. I went with my family on the off time, ain't got nothing to do with it. He headed there with his family
Can we get them to sponsor us?
Bruh, it's about that time.
Seriously.
It's not fair.
Listen,
they got to check the books,
fair.
though. They got to check the books and see how many events.
Let's see if we built up enough leverage with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They might be that sweet where they like, hey, don't come. We good. We booked out anyway.
That's right.
But phenomenallife2023.com.
There will be no 2024.
Yeah, that's it. He said that's it. So we just had to rely on Make Real Estate Real.
That's it. That's what I'm relying on.
Hey, we trust Paul now to keep this going.
I'm relying on it. Phenomenallife2023.com. If you got any questions, you just want to know, hey, can I come? Do I have to stay the whole time? Can I bring somebody with me? We got all the introductory rates going right now, so you definitely want to go there right now.
If you are listening and you from APOC, this is the last one. You want to be there this year.
Going to be in the building.
Y'all
Phenomenal
need to be here.
Life 2023.
My cousins that keep talking about it, you need to come. This is the last one.
Email Cam Quinney at etinspires.com, KAMQUINNEY at etinspires.com. She'll answer all your questions. She'll take care of you, make sure you get straight. More, Make Real Estate Real. What's going on?
Bro, we just got back from Jamaica, dog. Don't act like,
Man, I mean, let them know, dog.
I'm just saying, make Real Estate Real.
It's real.
We just had a family reunion.
Family
One love.
In Jamaica, man.
One love. Respect.
Hey, look, man, take control of your life,
Yeah,
man.
for real,
22
y'all.
years ago, I was wishing to go to Fiji.
hiding the answers to people. You know what I'm saying?
He responded. He repented though.
Oh, I did.
I felt it.
I promise you I let it go.
I was sitting right
And I
there.
never talked
Let it
about
go.
it, man. And I kind of was catching myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, should I say this? I know my boy Vince.
Hey.
I know Vince watching.
Vince watching.
Maul, your back should feel 1,000%
I
better.
feel good.
Yeah, you should be
I feel
feeling
free,
good.
man.
Man, I
And
Watch
promise
yourself,
you.
young man. He repented. He back strong.
I think I would have
He
felt
back
even more
strong.
guilty if I would have got promoted.
No doubt.
Yeah, at least you
promoted
get
anyway.
promoted. Yeah.
So yeah, but look, man, I found my freedom. I took control through real
Yeah,
estate.
take control. That's the next
I
book.
took control through real estate. Like seriously,
That's
y'all,
the
it ain't no
next book.
secret.
Take control.
Absolutely.
I took control through real estate and I did it one property at a time and make real estate real, showing you the blueprint exactly how to take it. Don't wait for promotion, y'all.
Come on.
Don't do it. Dog, don't wait for promotion. Every time they gave a promotional test from that period on, I bought a property. The average promotional test would only be $7,000 to $10,000 annually extra. And that's before taxes. So you might only really netted about $5,800 to $6,000. One property, if I netted $1,000 on that one property, that was an extra $12,000.
Wow.
I took control of my life, and now, bro, Fiji is the last thing I got to worry about, bro. We have created the life, man, and I still see
Maul got
officers.
Fiji at the crib.
We brought Fiji to the house.
Fiji at the house.
Straight up.
Fiji at
And
the
I
house.
see officers, bro, they still working. Them same officers are still working, and they still
Taking
hold
the test.
on.
Taking
They
the
still
test.
hold on to the promise of promotion, bro. Take control of your life, man.
We may not-
you.
We may not get there. I've been to the mountaintop. I've been to Fiji. We might not get there together.
Yeah.
Now we
But I
on
see-
real estate conferences in Fiji. Matter of
Come
fact,
on.
we're going to Fiji next
We're
year.
going to Fiji. I
Let's do
told
it,
y'all no more phenomenal life.
Make realestatereal.com. Hold on one quick second, y'all. Hey, guys, you going to school?
Yeah.
All right, love you guys. Call me when you get out of school, okay?
Love you too. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Love you, sweet
All right,
pea.
later.
Carl, deeper than the brand, what we got?
Man, so again, if you are, we put the word brand in there for a reason. You are a brand. I think that's the
that's
root
it.
of
Can I
what we're talking
brag on my
about.
dog real quick?
That's it.
We went to
yeah.
breakfast yesterday. And listen, I ain't never seen Carl. Now, we talked about E flexed on the
Starting to
train
flex
the
a little
other day.
bit. What?
Yeah, we was on the train and dude was like, E.T., I follow all your stuff, man. What you been on? He was like, oh, book tour, New York Times bestseller, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Then he was like, dang, he was
Oh,
like,
we selling books.
we selling
look.
So yesterday, we leave out of Sophia's. And dude was like, hey, man, DTTB.
TB? What
I
is
like
that?
that hat. Carl was like, oh, yeah. He's like, thanks, man. He was like, what is that? He's like, it means deeper than the brand. It's the company I own. Oh, my man was like, okay. I said, all right, Carl.
Black said.
Right.
Hey, we just got to
let's
let people
go.
know, man.
I
Like,
brag on my dog. You know,
For
Carl
real,
trying to
for
play it
real.
modest. I'm like, let's go.
no, man, we're what we're talking about for real. You are a brand, and again, the world that you live in, you gotta represent yourself. So, like, our whole goal is to help you to identify who you are authentically and put that out on like social media. That's where people are now. So, we just did a session a couple of days ago. When I tell y'all, we had our entire group in an hour create content for 30 days. In an hour. Wow. And that's not create, but schedule out, like plan out. Here's the content that I'll do for the next 30. And that's the biggest hurdle most people have. Like, yo, I don't know what to post today. No. We give you the systems to help you plan out 30 days in advance. So you don't got to sit there and figure that out. And the whole point is to bring your customers to you. So I'm telling y'all, deeperthanthebrand.com, man. Just check it out.
UOU, what we got? We still
on.
got the book bundle.
Almost 100,000 copies sold.
Let's go.
We
Go to etbulk.com.
Yeah.
etbulk. We still need your
So,
help. Don't
listen
stop.
to
Don't
me.
stop. If
We
you ain't
already
bought,
hit
you was
the-
waiting on that check.
Yeah, we already hit California, right? We already hit the detention centers in California. Did that a week ago. We got New York coming up next. We got Boston coming up next. These babies need books. Go buy books. Send them to, I'll put on the screen where you need to send them. Send us the books. We'll send them to them. And look, we did the New York Times. We got all that out the way. Now we're getting lives. No bail bound.
Let's go.
No bail
Let's
bound.
go.
That's what we headed to. So get those books and help them out. Yep, bulk.
etbulk.com. etbulk.com. All right, man. Well, it's good to have you back, dog.
Hey, man, good to be back, bro.
40. I'm here.
That's it.
Love y'all. We'll see
See
you next week.
Let's go.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul, with all your heart.
Thank you so much for rocking with us as always, right? We don't take it lightly, guys. And we hope that we've provided transformation and not just information. We want you to become the best version of yourself. All right, make sure you check out the show notes to access all the important links and get your product discounts. Now, one favor we're asking of you, do us this favor. Make sure you subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. We want to know your feedback and how we can serve you better. And if there's anyone that you think could benefit from listening to this show, please, I'm begging you, please share it with them. And remember, as E always says, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.